guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe button, support your girl. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms at Kayla X Marin. Guys, as you can see, Ciarra's back on the channel.
I'm back with another bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Every time she comes, she brings a bottle. But today we are doing Am I the Asshole? If you guys don't know what that is, we basically picked 3 stories on Reddit, and people are sending their stories and asking, are they an asshole? So we each picked our own, and we don't know what each other has. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the video, but we're gonna fill up our glasses before we do this. So this is our first time trying this wine. Let's taste test. And we're not cheap like the like the restaurants.
Yes.
We're gonna fill it all.
It's 12.5% alcohol. That's all we're looking for.
Cheers. Let's see how it tastes. I know she's not gonna like it.
It's a little bitter, but it's not bad.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she cannot introduce her African American boyfriend to her grandparents? Right. We already side-eyeing this story. And then it says, let me say I have absolutely no problem with interracial relationships in bold. Okay.
It's like a disclaimer for the she's about to say. Let's hear.
Right, so it says, my daughter Anna has recently started to date an African American man, Jamal. While I'm not exactly what you prefer as a liberal, he's a very nice young man. As long as my daughter is happy, I'm happy. While her friends are quite content to see a relationship like hers, more than a few tongues are wagging in the community, and a few people have privately expressed their concern to me. As I said, I have no problem with mixed relationships, and I've set them straight, but I am painfully aware of how these matters are viewed by certain segments of the population. My parents are planning to come and stay with us for a week, and Anna expressed a desire to introduce Jamal to them. I told her on no uncertain terms that this wasn't going to happen. I may have no problem with Jamal, but they absolutely will. And even when the relationship ends, they won't forget it.
When the relationship ends, so
who said it was going to end?
She's planning on an ending because she thinks because they won't approve, then it won't continue, basically.
So it says, Anna was extremely upset by this and implied I was a racist and more concerned with what my parents think than how she feels. As I said, I know my parents. They simply aren't okay with mixed relationships, and if Anna were to bring Jamal over, even as a friend, they would be furious both at her and me. Anna is currently staying with Jamal and doesn't want to speak to me right now. My wife stands with me, so it's a male. It's a male.
Oh, so it's the father.
Yeah, right. And says, and also knows my parents very well. They had a problem with her for months over the length of the skirt she wore when I introduced her to them. But a close friend I confide in told me that I have behaved like an ass, and that I needed to focus more on my daughter than pleasing my parents. And then he says, no advice needed, but I have to know, am I being an ass?
So then if you ask him the question, then you already know the answer.
His friend already told him, yes, you are being an ass. Because who cares what your parents think? Honestly, right? No.
And the fact that his wife agrees with him already concludes that he doesn't really approve of the relationship. Because if he was to approve of the relationship, he wouldn't even be writing this message.
You would stick up for your daughter as well. Like, who cares? And kudos to Anna for not caring. You know what her parents or her grandparents had to say.
Over racism,
right?
And honestly, if the grandparents raised him, he was raised that way.
No, his parents.
Yeah, the father's parents raised him, so that's his thinking.
His point of view.
And he's so worried about what everybody else is thinking, even saying when the relationship ends.
Who said it was
making
gonna end?
It not last, saying it's not gonna last.
She doesn't care. Yo, she's a strong one. I like that. So he is that. Like, I think we all can agree. Yeah, definitely. You're the asshole, and so is your parents and your wife. They all.
Am I the for telling my girlfriend that we cannot afford for me to be her sugar daddy?
Okay. I feel like I know where this is going, but alright. He meant to say me, 20, male 27, girlfriend 23.
So that's not that much. We're 27.
Right, that's our age.
She's 23. So. They're not that much far in age.
Right, okay.
So
I think he's trying to be funny with the sugar daddy comment. That's what I'm thinking.
It's absolutely beautiful. And most of her friends are also physically attractive women as well. They like to party with the rich men they meet. My girlfriend and I have been together for a couple of years. I make a decent living, but I'm not MBA rich.
Oh.
I don't have a trust fund. I'm not a tech millionaire. I just make a very good salary and bonuses. Enough to have paid a good portion of my house and to have graduated without debt. I'm still enjoying my life now. I'm taking us to an all-inclusive in Jamaica for New Year's.
Oh.
But she is jealous of her friends. They get lavish gifts and they go out for dinner all the time.
Oh, God.
She loves me and we have plans for the future, but she keeps bringing up all the things her friends get from their male admirers. I finally snapped and said that I could not afford to be a sugar daddy. She said her friends aren't like that. So I pointed out that they literally do not make enough money to support the lifestyles they have. I pointed out that one of them drives a $100,000 Lexus and she works part-time at a restaurant and she's a hostess.
So she don't pay for her car, basically.
She's a hostess
pay for it.
and has people paying for it. She says that I'm calling her friends sex workers, which I would not do, and judging them.
I don't know.
It's giving very much prosty. So now she thinks I'm an asshole for making what I feel are obvious observations. She asked if I consider her that way because I pay for everything and earn 6 times the amount she does. I told her no. That I'm not proud to have a teacher for a girlfriend, but she is still sulking. Although she said that I'm proud to have.
Okay, so he is proud.
I'm proud to have a teacher for a girlfriend. So basically, maybe she's making teacher salaries, which they're not getting paid enough.
Or maybe she is just a teacher.
And he's making more, but she's seeing her friends live the lavish lifestyle. So honestly speaking, I don't think he's an asshole.
He's not. She's the asshole.
I think the girlfriend is because
and she's comparing everyone else's lifestyle
to their life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they probably could be very much in love, very much happy, but she's looking and she's jealous of what others have.
And they're probably not even looking for anything serious because he said admirers. He didn't say like
their boyfriends. Exactly.
So it's just like it's just for fun.
He's just looking at what Instagram or what
everybody
friends are
else
posting,
sees,
thinking that posting lavish things means you have a good life.
I wouldn't even care what my friends are doing. If I'm happy in my relationship, regardless. First of all, you're lucky he's doing any of this because you sound very ungrateful.
He pays for everything.
Very ungrateful because I would be like, oh, that's what you want? Then you can leave me and go find that.
Exactly.
Yeah, try and go find that.
Try someone else because it's not going to
Because literally that's what they are. They probably sugar daddies. Like, they give you gifts and stuff, money, throw all that just so you can give them
something else.
Yes, exactly.
Low key.
Exactly.
Sex workers.
Exactly. They don't really love
Not
them.
knocking anyone who's a sex worker, but I just feel like comparing yourself to a different situation is not cool.
If I was the boyfriend, I'd be mad too. Like, why do you expect me to pay for everything and all these things? What
and
about
want me to give you lavish gifts, $100,000 cars.
I'm very big on. I think that men should be spoiled as well. Like, are you spoiling your man? Like, he doing all this. He's taking you on a trip to Jamaica.
Girl, and all you worried about is what your friends posting.
Right, girl, bye. I feel like this is a little controversial. Not controversial, but I feel like my opinion is against the grain. So we're gonna see. Okay. So it says, am I the asshole for wanting to go to the funeral of a girl that I helped get addicted to drugs? I'm 26 and clean from heroin for 3 years. I was also a piece of shit and used to deal for a while. I managed to get with a beautiful girl named Marcy when I first started getting into the trick of things. She knew who I was, but she said she loved me. I will regret this for the rest of my life, but I was the person who shot up Marcy for the first time. After that, there was no stopping her. She stuck around with me probably because I was her dealer more than anything, but then I got clean and never saw her again for a long time. A year ago, she reached out to me on Facebook and told me that she had been clean for a few months, and she said that she didn't hate me for what happened and she hoped I was still clean. Last week, I got a call from my sister who told me that she saw on Facebook that Marcy OD'd and there was a funeral service this upcoming Thursday. I immediately just burst into tears because I hoped that this would never happen and I feel so much guilt over it. I want to go to the funeral service for her, but I'm afraid that my presence would be unwanted. At the most, I would just slip in the back, pay my respects, and leave. I need to do this for myself. Am I the asshole for wanting to go?
I don't think he's the asshole.
Me either. But
I don't think he's the asshole for wanting to go. On the comments, they said that he was.
Everyone was saying he's the asshole.
Disrespectful, they feel.
They feel like you are the reason why she's dead. So why are you here? That's what they were saying.
But the thing about it is that he's the reason that she got addicted. Yeah. Yes, but she got clean without him. So she got better on her own. And it wasn't like they reconnected and then she decided to to shoot up again. She just had a weak moment. And normally that's what happens when you get clean for so long.
And then you go back.
And then you try to do a little bit of whatever it was, if it's that deadly, and people
don't know their limits. Yeah.
And pass away. But
you know what? I feel like he's not that, because I feel like they are adults. And she made her own decision to try heroin. So it's like, is it really his fault? Maybe for introducing it, like showing her
I feel like more so if they were still together and he was so into the things and still trying to convince her to keep on.
Right, but he's clean.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the day, she's an adult. So I feel like it was her decision. I don't know.
It was her decision to become clean. And then it was also a weak moment for her to become relaxed. I feel like people who have addiction, it can be similar to having like a mental illness. It's like you're trying to not do the thing that you're not supposed to do, but you're just so addicted. Like that's all
it's
you
hard.
want.
Addiction is very hard.
So it's really hard to battle with it, and it's so sad and unfortunate that she did get clean and then that happened.
Everyone was so harsh on him. Like, it's so disrespectful. Like,
he introduced it to her, but
let the family grieve how they grieve, and it's just like he's grieving too. He known this girl, and now he feels so much guilt because he introduced it to her. But at the end of the day, I still feel like she wanted to try it. He wasn't like, gun to your head, try this right now.
He just exposed her to the life,
and she knew. She knew. Like he said, she knew who I was when she met me, and she said she loved me. So, and she already said it herself. She does not blame him.
He probably hasn't seen her for a long time, and this is the only last moment of him seeing her. I feel like he should go to that funeral.
Yeah, but everyone was going so hard. I felt so bad in the comments because it's like that. You could be the reason why he relapsed. You know? No, I'm glad that we spoke about that because I was like, am I that for thinking that he's not?
He's not. I don't feel like he is. At least
no,
we agree.
I don't. Yeah. I feel like if he wants closure and just wants to pay his respects, then why can't he? You know?
Exactly.
People get introduced to stuff all the time. Maybe not as strong, but people get introduced all the time, and it's up to them, their decision.
It's their choice of what they want to do, especially if she got clean and she relapsed. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Yeah. Are we being asked? Let us know what you think below. If you disagree with us or you agree with us or you have a different point of view, like, we want to hear it. I'm interested.
Am I the for telling my son he deserved his girlfriend to break up with him? Well, my son had a long distance girlfriend recently for about 2 years. She was great. A really nice girl, and we all loved her, welcomed her with open arms. She was flying here constantly to visit him, like a weekend, a month, and he didn't lift a finger to go visit her. I tried talking to him about it several times and told him he should really start looking to flying over to her instead of expecting her to do all the traveling. He said no, and my wife probably had something to do with it, as she constantly told him she was afraid of him flying. I spoke to them both and said this girl is great for him. She was willing to move over to our country. Oh, so she's flying overseas.
Yeah. And she's spent a lot of money.
States.
That's a lot of money.
But said there was one condition that was he'd have to fly over to her country too, which is fair enough.
That's fair. It's a long distance relation. You got to do your half.
But he said no. He didn't want to fly or travel anywhere. My son was becoming lazier and lazier. Last week he told us she dumped him. I went on her Facebook page and we're still all friends. She wrote us an apology letter about how she's upset it didn't work out. But these things happen, so we're on good terms. And it looks like she's with a new guy already.
Oh wow.
She didn't waste no time. She said, I know who's next.
Wow.
She knew who was next. Me and my wife have no doubt she was seeing him while still in a relationship with my son.
Yeah, because it is so soon.
If it's long distance and then you break up.
Yeah,
and
kind of makes sense.
I confessed to them both that I actually agree with her decision and he should have expected it. He did not treat her properly. I said he deserves it for his lack of effort in the relationship and for essentially allowing this girl to spend all her money and time coming here all the time. My wife and son are very upset that I said this. Am I the for standing by what I said?
So the son is the asshole. The father is not. And the mom's the asshole too.
Yeah, I don't feel like the father is because that was his truth. If he thought that, looking on the outside, people sometimes see things differently.
Yeah.
But this girl was spending money
and time.
And you being
not
lazy,
one time, but multiple times.
Months at a time, weeks at a time.
And he didn't even go once. That's crazy. And the fact that he said, I'm content with never going ever.
Never wanting to see how she lives. How her life is. That's a part of knowing who a person is.
Yes.
Like,
It seems like you don't even care about her.
He didn't care enough, or it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't in love with her enough to go through that. Because I know somebody really cares. They're gonna go above and beyond to make sure you stay in their lives.
Yes, like, exactly. And then also, it could be the mom putting stuff in his ear about flying, because they did mention that. And like, I get it, because I have a fear of flying, but that's not gonna stop me from visiting the person I love if I want to.
And what if you gotta see her family? Like, escalate the relationship.
Right. Not in love with her because
not in love enough.
Or didn't like give himself fully to her because it is long distance. Cheers. This is a really good one. It's long, but it's really good. Okay. Would I be the asshole if I go to my younger daughter's wedding? All right, pay attention, because this is a long one, but a goodie.
How you can be? That's crazy.
No, you have to listen.
Okay.
All right, so it says my younger daughter Haley, 28 female, is marrying my older daughters Jennifer, 30 female, ex-fiance Sam.
Ex-fiance is crazy.
So
not even ex-boyfriend.
The younger sister is marrying her sister's ex-fiance. That's already messy right there, right?
Red flag.
So the younger sister Jennifer is mad at me because I'm going to Haley's wedding. Oh no, the older sister Jennifer is mad at me because I'm going to Haley's wedding. She says that I'm condoning her bad sister's behavior as always, but that's simply not true. When the wedding was called off and we found out that it was because Sam and Haley were dating, I called Haley immediately and I asked her to rethink the relationship. Not only for her sister's sake, but also because if he could do it once, he could do it twice.
Exactly.
Which is true, but the number one
is how you lose them sometimes.
But the number one reason should be because that is your sister's fiance.
It's not even boyfriend. Fiance means you guys are ready to spend the rest of your lives together. That's crazy.
And I didn't want her to get hurt. She assured me that that wasn't the case, that they were meant for each other and they had known this for a long time, so I left it at that. I spoke to Sam too. He apologized for any hurt he may cause, but said it would be unfair to marry Jennifer when deep in his heart he knew that he was in love with Haley. They officially been together for a little over a year now, and they truly seem happy and in love. My husband is supporting Jennifer. He's disgusted with the whole situation and doesn't want anything to do with it. At one point, he announced that he wouldn't be giving Sam his blessing or walking Haley down the aisle. You go, Dad. You go, Dad.
Yeah, because I wouldn't agree with that either.
Right. I don't like how this household has become. This is the first Christmas we haven't spent together as a whole family. When he said that he wasn't walking Haley down the aisle, she was devastated. I asked my husband if he was willing to risk the relationship with Haley by not walking her down the aisle. Jennifer accused me of trying to twist him to my side. I told Jennifer that it's not about size, it's about learning to forgive. No.
I don't know. It's just so weird because at first to start off a relationship like that or start off a marriage
like
with not even about the disapproval of the parents. It's just more so ruining loyalty. Like he wasn't loyal to her sister, and then I want to know how long were they together.
And she wasn't loyal to the sister. I told her that it's been over a year now since her and Sam broke up, and it's been bitterly jumping from relationship to relationship because she's so focused on Haley and Sam. She says that I don't understand that Haley purposely stole Sam from her and that she's been doing this since they were kids and I never noticed. She said that I should have been paying closer attention and noticed it. I told her that she has to learn to let go of things in the past in order to move forward, and that if Haley did steal Sam, as she claimed, then Haley did her a favor. She didn't want to hear that, but it needed to be said. I also offered to put her on a 3-way call with Haley, but she declined. Then she gave me an ultimatum. She said if I go to the wedding, it means Haley was my favorite child all along and that she'll never speak to me again. I told her that I'm going to the wedding just as I would have gone to hers if she was in that situation. She said okay and hung up. Later, my husband calls me from work telling me she called him crying. Am I the asshole? Yes. Straightforward, the mother is the asshole.
Yeah, she is the asshole because it's her going to the wedding just simplifies that she approves of the union. Yep. Mm-hmm. I know that it's an important. I feel like for the mother's end to play devil's advocate, the mother's looking at it as
this is my
daughter's one of her biggest days.
Yeah,
I want to be there to support her, especially because the father is unsupportive of it. Yeah. So she wants to have her to have some type of support system.
Somebody there.
But at the same time, you supporting a union that was based on like jealousy. Disloyalty,
everything. Honestly, starting from the beginning, I would have to fight my sister, and I would definitely disown her because this was supposed to be my
Her
marriage
fiancé.
and my future.
And now you're getting everything that I thought I was gonna have
right,
with
exactly.
that person.
I'm not gonna sit at Christmas, Thanksgiving dinners watching you two together. Even if I'm over the guy, that doesn't mean anything. I'm still mad at my sister for what she did. But the thing is like, the fact that y'all were being sneaky and did this behind your sister's back, I would be so mad.
Their relationship caused the wedding to be called off, and then you get married a year later is crazy.
I feel Jennifer in the sense that...
So you're inviting all the same guests.
I would be mad. I would be mad at my mom if she went to the wedding. I'm not about to sit at Christmas dinner and when y'all have children, sit there and act like my sister didn't steal my life from me. Even if I'm over the guy, because now I can't trust my sister to no extent. How about if the guy tries to backtrack and get back with Jennifer?
I don't think she'll go for it though.
She won't, but at the
She's
same
not even
time,
talking to her mom, so.
And then for the mom to say that she hasn't been in like a relationship, she's been going back and forth. Duh,
she's probably stressed over this whole situation,
and it's been a year.
It's selfish of her sister to think that everything could be normal, like it's a normal situation.
Right, you can forgive at a distance. No, the mom's the ass.
The mom is the ass.
Fiance Sam is the ass, and Haley is the ass.
The real one is the husband, the father.
The husband, yeah, holding it down for the fort, for real. Show your girls how to be treated. Why do you want your daughter with someone like that?
Am I the asshole for asking my husband to turn down his dream job for my career? I'm gonna be vague for privacy reasons, sorry. But look at this, y'all. It's not vague. It's not vague.
But she needed to add enough detail.
It's not vague at all.
She's trying to prove her point. That's exactly what she's trying to do. She's trying to prove that she's not bad. Okay.
I, 33-year-old female, am the breadwinner of our household.
Okay, she don't even need to start off like that. Like,
it's
you could just say, I make more
much,
money. I make more money.
I'm the it girl. Y'all, I'm just telling y'all my story so y'all can hate. I have multiple highly specialized degrees for a niche industry. I make $200K plus. Like, why you need to sell shit? With potential to get in the 600 M's range. My company has not...
M's range? Like millions?
How you go from 2K to 600 million?
Oh, she's saying I could go from 600K to millions. Yes. Okay.
My company has not been hit that badly by COVID, so most of us kept our jobs, but we are held to strict standards. My husband has a broad degree. Like, why are you negating his degree? I feel like no matter where you go, a degree is a degree. He has a broad degree / work experience. He quit his job right before COVID hit, hoping for a better job in the meantime, and I was supportive. He spent a ton of time applying to various jobs and finally landed an interview at Organization X. This is his dream job in almost every imaginable way. However, it's paying about $65K a year, which would be fine, except this job directly puts my job stability at risk.
I wonder how.
Yeah.
Let it continue.
My company and this organization are adversarial at best. My field is extremely secretive, and if clients discover my spouse was working for a competitor, I'll be permanently tainted. I wouldn't be able to get a job in the industry forever. I know this sounds like an exaggeration, but I promise you, it absolutely is not. It would be like if I worked in protecting the privacy of celebrities and he worked for TMZ. If he taped my car, got into my work devices, he could use that to advance his career, and any trust I have in this field will be gone. Even if I trusted my husband not to do that. So basically,
you're saying you don't
trust your husband to not do that.
Right. I feel like she should mention it maybe to her bosses or something.
Ask him to drop from consideration for this job, since if he got it, we'll lose my income. $65K a year cannot support us in the city. He was extremely angry and said I was selfish, which I agree. And only cared about money.
That's true.
Told him,
she keeps mentioning
because
money.
She stressed how this is his dream job. This is the only job that he really wants.
Right. But she is only focused on money because she started off talking about, I'm the breadwinner. I make $200K.
I told him that if he wanted to go back to school for an advanced degree or just be unemployed for a while, I would support him. But taking this job isn't possible. So it's not a conversation. She's telling him what he can and can't do. He continued to process behind my back and got the offer. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
He wants to accept it because he says his career needs to take priority and that I wasn't being a supportive wife. I feel so betrayed and contacted all relevant higher ups in my company to inform them. So
okay, all right. So at least she did inform them, so they can't be like you was hiding this, blah blah blah.
It's better coming from my email than from a background check. I told him he could decline the offer with watching him physically decline it, or he could accept the offer and move out immediately. So basically, accept the job and end our marriage,
right?
Or I want to see the proof.
You decline.
It's very much controlling narcissistic behavior. I don't like
that. For real. He should leave her ass and take his dream job. That's what he should do.
She said, I would pay for him to stay 2 weeks at a hotel and we would begin divorce proceedings. My company is willing to take care of all my legal fees. I feel fucking awful. I still love him. I moved decisively because this was the best way to cut my losses, but it still hurts. He called me heartless and cold. It's true that I was prioritizing my career over his, but it felt like the only option at the time.
I like low-key understand a little bit. Like a lot of people, I'm looking at the comments, are saying that she's not the
She is the
ass.
Because you're deciding that your job is more important than your husband.
Than your marriage. And you made vows to this man. Like, if you really love this man, y'all will figure it out. Like, on some shit, right? Like, I understand a little bit, meaning, like, wow, I have this amazing career that I'm in. I had this job for probably a while. And I make good money. I could support both of us. And now my husband could ruin all that with him accepting this job
at the same
but this
time.
is his dream job. Like, who are you to tell him that
dreams are more important than money?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what is your priority. Is it your job or is it your husband?
Like if she's choosing her dream job over her husband.
Right. Why you get to choose your dream job? Because you had it first?
Can't.
Because you had it first? Is that
why? Because she found it first.
Yeah, because who knows? He could be making $200K in a few months. In a year or so. And then she said, my job is willing to pay for all my expenses. Well, let me tell you something. You know how quick that job will let you go if they find somebody better? And you can lose your job like this.
Exactly.
They don't listen. They have no loyalty towards you. You're just another worker. You're just another worker. All right, guys. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you like these videos, let us know. We could do another one.
And then yes, put down in the comments the next topics we should talk about.
Yes.
We don't have to talk about other people's stories. We could talk about maybe one of our stories.
My life is kind of boring. But alright, guys. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.